Well, here we go. It's another beautiful day here in California. My tour of California today has taken me here to Pacific Sporting, which is just behind us, and we're going to go in and look at this great gun store. It's probably the largest gun store for shotguns here in America, and we're going to go and look at some of the beautiful models they've got here. Certainly, if you're watching this in the UK, a couple of weeks ago we were at Bisley shooting ground in awful snow, deep snow, and I find myself here today in this glorious sunshine here in California. Certainly not wanting to make you jealous, but I will be back on a plane very shortly, and I understand I'm coming back to rain. So let's go inside now anyway and have a look. Well, John, it's again another sunny day for me here in California, very different to what it is back in England, but really fortunate to come and look at your great gun store here. Probably one of the biggest gun stores in the US for quality shotguns, I believe.
Yes, we're the largest high-grade shotgun competition shotguns and hunting gun dealer in the US.
And you've been going for 15 years, and what sort of got you into it?
Well, I was a competitive skeet shooter for years. I retired from my first career. Kind of got bored after a few years. I had a gunsmith friend. He was working on guns. I'd buy one. He'd clean it up. I'd sell it. So we figured we'd start a little something just to give us something to do in the morning before we went shooting. And as you can see, it's gotten a little out of hand.
I mean, in terms of that, you've got some really quality grades here, haven't you? You've got Brownings and Berettas, but you've got Kriegoffs, you've got Faustes as well. You know, what drives you on to keep getting these guns, and what do your customers require?
Well, my customers require quality guns, and most of them are competitive shooters, so we want the top brands, Krieghoff, Perazzi, the Blossers, those guns are what the competition shooters want. We also branch into nice hunting guns. We do, Guerrillas, AYAs from Spain, Anschutz rifles, Sacco rifles, European rifles. So it's someplace to come and look at really, really nice toys.
Yeah, as you say, it's one of the nicest toy shops in the world, really, for any man that enjoys his shooting. Well, one of the key reasons I came over to the States, and I'm coming again probably in a couple of months for the World Sporting, but sporting clays here in the US really is growing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's growing tenfold. I mean, there's still a big presence in American skeet and American trap. But the sporting clays is a game that everybody can shoot, and that's what the majority of our business now is with all of our guns.
And it's probably helpful, some of the big names. I mean, particularly Gavin Miles is hot property in the clay shooting world at the moment. Certainly, that must be helping you here as well.
Yeah, we have several. Gavin, of course, Gavin's an outstanding shooter. We have several great shooters in the area, plus throughout the states, and everybody idolizes the top guys, so what they shoot is important. Gavin's a Krieghoff shooter, and we sell a lot of Krieghoffs because Gavin shoots a Krieghoff, and it's the same with some of the Perazzi shooters and Blauser shooters, and it works out good, yeah.
And for you, we talk about Perazzi, we talk about Krieghoff as well. I mean, obviously they're non-US brands. Is there anything particular that you would like to see more happening here in the US?
The Europeans seem to understand gun making, the old-time traditions and the gun making a little bit better than the American companies. And there's not really very many American companies that are doing that. And 9 times when they do, they're copying the Europeans anyway. So buy the ones that come from the best source. And that's what most of the customers want. They want the European quality. They want that tradition.
And in terms of that, I know that you arrange factory visits as well for your customers here in the US to go to Europe, particularly, say, Perazzi, and go and have a look around there, don't you?
Yes, we do. Yeah. Any of our customers that want to get fitted or just have a factory tour, we can do that with several of the companies.
And a question I keep asking everybody here in the United States, no American yet has won the World English Sporting. Do you think this will be the year?
Of course it will be.
We spoke with John and Candice Fowler, who are pro shooters and instructors in the USA. I asked them more about the growth of sporting clays.
So John, Candice, I mean, it's not unusual for me to actually now speak to shooting couples, of obviously which you are one of those shooting couples, and we're blessed with beautiful sunshine here. I find myself in California interviewing the two of you. For both of you, what's the excitement? And coming to you first, John, what's the excitement about sporting clays?
I like the variety of sporting clays, different clubs, different targets. Everywhere you go, the targets are different, the terrain is different. So I really like the variety is my biggest draw, and the people are nice.
Again, talking to the people being nice. I mean, Candice, for you see a lot of people on the circuit. You shoot the circuit here in the US. What's the attraction for you? Because you used to shoot a lot of trap, didn't you?
Yes, I did. And sporting clays, the courses are so beautiful, and just the variety, like John said, and just getting to travel to different places, shooting different terrains, seeing targets you've never seen before is just wonderful. And the camaraderie, meeting new people. Last year at the Open, we met a gentleman from England, and we've remained friends. Yeah.
And that's the great thing, isn't it? Yes, camaraderie, as you say, but of competitiveness as well. But do you think here in the US, very much similar to the UK now, that the sport of clay shooting now is getting a little bit more exposure and turning a little bit more professional?
Oh, absolutely. With the PSCA
yes,
and NBC Sports Network airing that, I think it's really helping the sport grow like I believe it should.
Students, people that come that are brand new to sporting clays too, I tell them, go home and watch that. Google it or go onto the internet and watch the PSCA tournaments, and they come back just excited as can be. So it's been a great tool for us to help get people into the shooting. They can see where the sport's actually going now, which is exciting.
And of course, this year, real special year for the United States. In Florida, it's the World English Sporting. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm just excited. I'm so thrilled that we'll get to go to that, and that it's going to be here this year. And going to Florida, we've never been to Florida before.
It'll be a first time for the World English. It's awesome. We're excited.
It's thrilling.
And again, a question I keep asking everybody from America. No American has actually won the World English Sporting. Do you think this year could be the year?
It could be. We've got some guys that can really shoot that are coming up, so a few of them could give them a run. I hope to be there when it happens.
Or maybe a woman.
Oh yeah, don't count out the ladies.
And again, Candice, yes, you're right to point out, could it be a lady? I mean, of course, in the UK, we're blessed with some great lady shots as well. Cheryl Hall's always up there, but also Tanya Faulds, etc. But the Americans are coming through now as well, certainly with yourself and many others of the American ladies.
Yes, I think that's a very good possibility that it could be a lady shooter. I shot with several of those ladies at the PSCA tour for the qualifier, and they were amazing shots. So keep your eyes open. It should be exciting.
Certainly blessed with glorious sunshine in California, and one of the grounds I visited was more and more in the foothills above Los Angeles. We spoke to Corey Moore a little bit more about the great ground.
Well, for me, this is a little bit different. There's bright blue sky, sun's in the sky, and I've obviously just left the UK, and it's a little bit winter. What's the great attraction to sporting clays here in the USA?
Oh, I think it's just something different versus your golf or your baseball or whatever. You get out and you do something different. There's a little element of danger to it, and you're outdoors and it's social too.
Certainly in the US, though, sporting clays has really become popular probably in the last 5 to 10 years. What do you put that down to?
I think people are just being exposed to it. It's just a matter of time and they're exposed to it, and they're kind of seeing that, there's most of the people out here are good people, and everyone's having a good time.
In terms of that, this year, special year for the US, it's the World Sporting Championships in Florida in a few weeks' time. Interestingly, no American has ever won the World Sporting. Do you think this year could be the year?
Absolutely. Of course I think it's the year. Yeah, I think it's been a long time, but the UK has always had the best, so it would be nice to see that turn around a little bit for us. Mm-hmm.
And for you here at More and More, how long's the ground been here?
We've actually been here for 25 years. We opened in 1990 in June, so this is our 25th year.
And so for shooters, it's easy access really from Los Angeles and probably from San Diego as well. But what facilities have you got here for people?
We have a 12-station sporting clays course. We just recently put in a lift for a duck tower, and we do have a wobble and continental set up for side games and tournaments. We host 3 tournaments per month, and 2 of them are NSCA registered.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of that, though, the quality of targets, that's starting to change much more in the US, isn't it?
Oh, I think so. We're starting to see stronger, more difficult, challenging presentations than we have in the past. You know, it's like I said, it's been growing, and we went from the simulated bird presentations to now we have some really heavy-duty monster targets, as they call them out here.
Also in this week's programme, we have an exclusive interview with Richard and Tanya Faulds, where they are really pleased to announce a very special sponsorship for the two of them.
I was really surprised because Richard knew about it before I did, and Richard had already been sponsored by Guarini. He said, "Oh, I need to go and see Mike regarding my contract." So off we go, up to go see them up in the office, and they got out the contract. Richard was reading them and etc. And then they put one underneath my nose, and I just thought it was Richard's because we'd sort of do things together and reading it over, and they had my name on. And I just cried. So it was amazing, someone to believe in me, and I've been doing this for such a long time, to actually have some support behind me now.
I'm very happy that Guarini have decided to extend my contract. Obviously for both of us it was a bit of an unknown gamble at the start 2 years ago, and everything seems to have gone really well so far, and it's nice to know that they believe in myself to warrant using their product for another extended amount of time.
I think I answered that question because women are more needy, so therefore we want more things and more demanding then, i.e. the stock. Obviously having different parts to men and everything else like that, it needs more adjustment and everything else like that. So it's just phenomenal from the US with Wes and his team, Giorgio when we go over there to Italy, guns, stocks, and then we've got Mike and Kevin. Literally pick up the phone and whatever we ask for within moments, it's done for us. It's just absolutely great. We couldn't ask for any more really.
As far as our input with the guns goes, we've been to the factory 2 or 3 times now, looked at the new models, and we've had discussions on things that may or may not work, various bits of input to specific bits of designs on the new models and stuff, which seem to be working so far. So yeah, all's good. Shooters can demo the guns that Guarini supply at Hounslow Shooting School with us. We've got a full range of demo guns from 28 gauge right the way through to the full 12 gauge. Everything in between, game guns, clay guns, high rib guns, etc. So we've got pretty much one of everything for people to come and have a go with.
The siren is just amazing. That's come out for the ladies now. It's just a new beginning for ladies. You can get it out of the box and it's there. It just about fits any woman compared to the general guns that are out there that have been there for many years, mainly for the men, for the length and everything else like that, and the stock and the comb, where the siren now there's a lot higher in the comb, a bit more shorter in the stock and the pitch. So it just generally fits women a lot more nice, and hopefully they feel a lot more comfortable and will want to shoot a lot more now. It's fabulous that Guarini have taken us both on board now, and yes, we do have some other sponsors which are Express. I've been with them for about 10 years now. Richard, you've been with them for about 17, 20 years?
Yeah, a long time.
So a very long time there. And Pillar Glasses, again that's been about 8 years. And Hunter Boots, they've taken us on board in the last few years. And we just teamed up with Promatic at Owls Lodge. So we've got a nice little set there. But I don't know, there's not a lot of room for much more. Maybe a clothing line we could do. Faulds clothing line would be great. So So, you know, we're really, really grateful for the fact that we do have some great support behind us now.